Once sharing this PPT now, once you are able to presentation, just uh, put it in chat box. Thank you, Rosmi. Okay, any questions on yesterday's discussion about economics? So basically, if you ask me in ergonomics, the question may ask as a 3 marks, or sometimes it may ask for 10 marks also. There, if you ask for 10 marks, they'll ask what is mean by ergonomics, what is the advantages of implementing ergonomics in workplace, what are the various application of ergonomics. As we seen yesterday, we have seen where and all the ergonomics principles can be implemented. ఎక్కడెక్కడ మనం వాటిని ఉపయోగించుకోవచ్చు, వాటి వల్ల వచ్చే లాభాలు ఏంటి, ఇలా మనకి ప్రశ్న అడగడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ఫైన్. Without wasting time, we'll get into the topic. Okay, today's topic it is about industrial hygiene and occupational health, which is IS 106. So we are skipped IS 105, which is a legal paper. I used to practicing friends my teaching career. I used to take this IS 105 in the last so that people can remember easily, because it is completely legal requirements. There they won't ask you to write the section specifically apart from Factories Act. So you should understand the overall the requirement of the specific act or specific rule. You should know the some abstract. Okay, that's all which is required for the examination. So that we will keep it in the last. Once we have completed 106, 107, and 108, we'll discuss 105. Okay. Today we are talking about industrial hygiene. So any thought what is mean by industrial hygiene, or other way what is mean by personal hygiene? Any thought? What is mean by personal hygiene? If you are not able to talk, you can text in chat box also. That is fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Personal hygiene is how you are maintaining your personal cleanliness, or I can say వ్యక్తిగత. Something has happened.
Sir,
I'll
my
share it
thought
again.
is in chat box, sir. I mentioned it in chat box, sir.
Okay, I'm
How
sorry.
to,
In between, I lost my connection actually. I couldn't able to see the chat box. Can you please
sir,
tell us
hygiene means
now?
perfect condition and prevention of diseases and cleanliness, sir.
Okay, fine. Evaluation is okay. Thank you. Any other thoughts? Well, I'll make it in a simple way. The hygiene is the cleanliness. For example, our teachers used to tell that, or our parents used to tell that before having food, you have to wash your hands thoroughly. That is a one of the factor for personal hygiene. So having a brush in the early morning is also a personal hygiene. Having a regular bath, that is also a personal hygiene. And having a fresh food, or not, you are not consuming any waste or damaged food materials. That is also a personal hygiene. It is all about all the cleanliness, the practices which you are following to make yourself healthy. One second, I'll share the PPT. My laptop is not here anymore. Not behaving. Yeah. Now we'll see what exactly this industrial hygiene means. Industrial hygiene is defined by American industrial as the anticipation, recognition, evolution, and control of environmental factors. So here, the industrial hygiene, it talks about the environmental factors. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఈ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ హైజీన్ అనేది మన చుట్టూ ఉండే పరిసరాల గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది. మన చుట్టూ ఉండే వాతావరణం గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది. Like it talks about the stress arising from the workplace, which may causes health, well-being, discomfort, and also inefficiency among the workers or among the citizens of the community. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఒక పరిశ్రమలో ఉండే పరిసరాల వల్ల యాక్టివిటీ వల్ల అక్కడ ఉన్న వ్యక్తులకి కానీ లేదంటే చుట్టూ ఉన్న కమ్యూనిటీకి కానీ ఎటువంటి ప్రమాదం జరిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉందో ఈ పర్సనల్ హైజీన్ అనేది, విచ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్, recognition, so you're accepting it, evaluation, measurement and assessment, then control of hazards or environment. So India, some here what we do is identify the issues which is related to the environmental factors, then we'll accept it. Yes, these are the factors which make the problem to the operators who are working, which is living up. Then we'll evaluate it. What the high temperatures in a workplace? So what is going to affect? How it is going to affect? Or low temperatures, or huge amount of dust, or the fumes. Then we'll see our environmental stresses: heat, cold, humidity, or damaging health of the workers and also public. So how we can control the hazards and also environmental stresses. So basically ఏంటంటే మన చుట్టూ ఉండే పరిసరాల్లో ఉండే ప్రమాదాలను ఐడెంటిఫై చేయటము, దాన్ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయటము, దెన్ దాన్ని మెషర్ చేయటం, అంటే ఎంత తీవ్రతగా ఉంది, దాన్ని ఎలా అసెస్ చేయాలి, తర్వాత కంట్రోల్ మెజర్స్ తీసుకోవాలి. तो बेसिकली इसमें क्या होता है, जो भी जो आजू बाजू में जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी में जो नजर है उसको देन उसको एक्सेप्ट करके सीवियरिटीज, ये जो कुछ एक्सीडेंट होगा तो कितने बुरी तरीके से इसको ये डैमेज कर सकता है और लोगों को लोग को पहुंचा देता है, वो असेस करता है, फिर बाद में कंट्रोल लेता है, उससे हम लोग कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं। जैसे हम लोग एजेंट इन्वेस्टिगेशन करते हैं और नहीं तो हीरा करते हैं, हाजार्ड इन्वेस्टिगेशन असेसमेंट, तो सिमिलर हम लोग खाली इम्पैक्ट को देखते हैं, हम लोग एनवायरमेंट इम्पैक्ट, बस उतना ही। Okay. Kasi anticipation includes prior knowledge of possible hazards and their effects on health. It includes all. Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys. There is a heavy rain actually where I'm leaving. So because of that, maybe this issue is happening today. Yeah. Anticipation means you should have a prior knowledge of the possible hazards. So in the sense, what will be the possible hazards, or hazard means something which has potential to cause harm to the people or environment, whatever it is, either petrol or whatever the materials you are storing, everything will comes under this case. Okay. Yes. And also recognition means acceptance of the ill effects of the identified hazards and accepting that the environmental stresses endanger life and also health, accelerate aging process and also causes discomfort. And evaluation means measuring or calculating the degree of hazard, which is in a qualitative by instruments, air sampling, etc. So basically, anticipation ఏం చేస్తామంటే పాసిబుల్ హజార్డ్స్ అంటే ఎటువంటి ప్రమాదాలు జరిగేదానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంది, ఎటువంటి ప్రమాదాలు జరగవచ్చు అన్న దాని గురించి ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తే రికగ్నిషన్ లో వాటి వల్ల వచ్చే పరిస్థితులు అంటే ఇల్ ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఏంటి, హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏంటి. తర్వాత ఎవాల్యూషన్ ఏం చేస్తాము, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వాతావరణంలో దెర్ ఆర్ ఎయిర్ పొల్యూటెంట్స్ ఆర్ ద ఫ్యూమ్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ ఫ్యూమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి ఒక వర్క్ ప్లేస్ లో. సో అక్కడ మనము శాంప్లింగ్ చేస్తాం, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ మానిటరింగ్ చేస్తాం, ఒక మీటర్ తీసుకొచ్చి మెషర్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఈ పర్టికులర్ ఏరియాలో ఇంత పొల్యూషన్ ఉంది. ఇవన్నీ కూడాను క్వాలిటేటివ్. క్వాంటిటేటివ్ ఏంటి, which is measured and also taking judgment whether a measured or calculated hazard is more than or less than the possible standards. So for example, if you ask me TLV, threshold limit value, you see every chemical it will have the TLVs or TEL, UEL, TEL, permissible exposure limits, or LD50, LC50, all these things will be written. Those are the permissible limits which you can expose to that particular chemical. ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే ఒక కెమికల్ కి అరే దాని యొక్క కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ కి మనం ఎంతవరకు ఎక్స్పోజ్ అవ్వచ్చు అన్న దాని గురించి చెప్తూ ఉంటాయి. तो इसमें क्या होता है, पहले जो हम लोग हजार्ड को आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, उसके बाद इसको जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस है उसको पता कर लेंगे. देन हम लोग एवोल्यूशन पे क्या करता है, जो वर्क प्लेस में जो पोल्यूशन है उसको हम लोग बहुत सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स अवेलेबल है, उसको मेजर करके पता करेंगे कि जब केमिकल का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना है और द डस्ट का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना है. Then controls includes engineering or administrative controls, a safe disposal of waste or medical examination, use PPEs, education, training and supervision. Once you have done identification, recognition, evaluation, then you will come up with the control measures. So until unless you are not done the third steps or three steps which are there, you can't able to take the proper control measures. What we'll do here, control measures, as we seen in our previous lectures, there we started the control measures, hierarchy of hazard hierarchy control. Anybody can tell what is mean by hazard hierarchy control?
So the 5 steps which we need to follow. Like the first step is
the first one elimination, sir. Second one engineering control. Third one administration.
Mishra, you are jumping here and there. जो पहला होता है एलिमिनेशन, तो सेकंड बाद में होता है
substitution.
Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
next one is engineering control. And the following one is administrative control.
Administrative
The last
control.
one is PPs.
PP.
So which means the PP is the least control. If I can draw as a line, how it works is, I'm just taking an advantage to make clear for the people who have not joined. So if I take as hierarchy of control, will be seen like this. This is elimination. You are removing the hazard physically, completely you are removing. Then second step is substitution. And third step is again engineering control. And other one is administrative controls. And this is PPE. So it is simple that if you see the space, by seeing the triangle, you can understand this is more effective. The way you are coming down, which are least effective. So whenever you have identified a hazard in your workplace, we have to follow this criteria, whether I can able to eliminate the hazard or I can give or come with any substitution, or I can go for any engineering control, administrative control and PPs. We can see that, TK, I have given PPs, nothing will happen. But PPs
hello,
will
sir.
not. Hare Ram, बोलिए.
बोलो सर, ये कि इसमें बिहेवियर कंट्रोल भी बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है सर इसके लिए.
Behavior control and or we will cover in the administrative controls. So there will come up with the supervision, there will put the signages, there will bring the SOPs, work instructions, do's and don'ts. Everything will come in the administrative control.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So once you have given PPE, you should not say that, okay, nothing will happen. So PPE can only reduce the severity. What is mean by severity? The impact of the or the consequences of the accident. It will only reduce the severity. So for example, I am using a knife. I have cut my hand. What will happen? Without a gloves. So I have a smaller injury. Next time, I'm using the same knife. I'm using the hand gloves and I've cut my hand with the same knife. What will happen? Definitely my hand will cut or the gloves will cut. Here the thing is, it will only reduce the severity. Maybe without bare hands, I got injured more. With a PPEs, I've injured less. That's all. It will not eliminate the hazard. What is hazard? The sharpness or the knife which I'm using in my process. Instead of that, what I do? I'll put the automation. No people will involve in my process. No cutting activity done by any worker. My machine will do cutting activity so that I'll completely remove the hazard. Or substitution. I use the knives or the sensors I'll put inside. Whenever there is an interruption or human interruption, it will stop the cutting activity. Such a way we have to implement. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే హజార్డ్ హైరార్కీ కంట్రోల్లో ఒకటి ప్రమాదాన్ని పూర్తిగా తీసేయడము లేదా ప్రమాదానికి ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ మెథడ్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే వెతకటము, తర్వాత ఇంజనీరింగ్ కంట్రోల్స్ దానికి సంబంధించిన కంట్రోల్స్ ఏమన్నా పెట్టి లేదంటే సెన్సార్స్ లాంటివి లేదంటే గేట్స్ లాంటివి గార్డ్స్ లాంటివి పెట్టి వాటిని కంట్రోల్ చేయడము. తర్వాత అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ కంట్రోల్ ఏంటంటే అక్కడ SOPs పెట్టడము, డూస్ అండ్ డోంట్స్ పెట్టడము, సైనేజ్ బోర్డులు పెట్టడము, సూపర్వైజర్స్ని తీసుకొచ్చి పెట్టడము, వర్కర్లు పనిచేసినప్పుడు ఎలా పనిచేస్తున్న మానిటర్ చేయడానికి, ఇవన్నీ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్. PPEs వచ్చేసి వ్యక్తిగత భద్రతా పరికరాలు, షూస్ కానీ గ్లౌస్ కానీ తర్వాత నోస్ మాస్క్ కానీ, సో వాట్ ఎవర్ విచ్ ప్రొటెక్ట్స్ దెమ్సెల్ఫ్, ఆల్ దిస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ PPEs. ఇవన్నీ ఇవ్వడము కంట్రోల్ మెజర్స్ చూడవచ్చు. ఓకే. In scientific approach adopted in applying industrial hygiene includes identification the extent of toxicity, which means harmful effects of chemicals, physical, biological agents, identifying the extent of employee exposure to inhalation, skin absorption or ingestion. In the scientific approach, what they're telling, they will look for identifying the extent of toxicity. So if you are exposing with any chemicals, so what will be the effect of chemicals, physical and also biological agents. Chemical agents are chemicals, physical agents are the heat, noise, vibration, low heat temperature, etc. Biological will be the virus, bacteria, etc. All these things, how it can affect the human health. Identifying the extent of employee exposure through inhalation. So how we can evaluate this? We can do evaluation how people can expose. One is they'll expose through inhalation or skin absorption or ingestion. These are the various ways they can expose for all these hazards. Recommending and implementing process controls that reduce the exposure to harmful substances and also the following safe work practices, including use of personal protective equipment to guard against the exposures. Once you have identified, then we'll start with the implementing process of controls to reduce the harmful substances and also following safe work practices. So బేసిక్ చేయడం ఏంటంటే పని ప్రదేశాల్లో ఉండే కెమికల్స్, దాంతో పాటుగా అక్కడ ఉండే ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్, వేడి, ఎక్కువ చలి, డస్టీ, ఇవన్నీ అసెస్ చేయటం, ఎలా ఎక్స్పోజ్ అవుతున్నారో దాన్ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి దానికి కావాల్సిన कंट्रोल मेजर्स తీసుకోవాలి. इसी इन साइंटिफिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू हम लोग इधर क्या करते हैं कि सो विल जस्ट लुक फॉर हाउ ए पर्सन, जो लोग जो केमिकल को कैसे एक्सपोज होता है, जो श्वास लेते वक्त होता है, फिर तो हमारी चमड़ी से भी अब्जॉर्प्शन होता है, और इंजेक्शन जो मुंह से भी उन लोग कोई अचानक से खा लेता है, नहीं तो एक्सीडेंटली खा लेता है, जानबूझ के खा लेता है, नहीं तो बिना अवेयरनेस की वजह से भी उन लोग कुछ केमिकल खा लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल थिनर होता है इन स्पेशली इन कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्रीज. थिनर इट इज लुक्स लाइक इन अ वाटर, so that's why the people used to tell that use a specific container for the chemicals, don't use any water bottles. So there are many cases the people they would have drunk the thinner in especially in the construction sites.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In health effects are unlikely to occur unless exposure hazards and the science of the qualitative and the quantitative exposure assessment is applied in determining the extent of exposure. These data then are used in the determining need for implementing preventive and control measures. Once we do the analysis, qualitative and quantitative. When I say qualitative, which means there we can say low, medium, high, or extreme. That is my qualitative statement. Then I can give a quantitative statement. There I can give a number to the hazard. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever I say quantitative, you are representing with numericals. Whenever I'm saying qualitative, it is in a verbal or it is in a English language you are telling it. There is no quantitative data with respect to qualitative information. So if you see risk assessment also, we will tell in both the ways, qualitative and quantitative. We can say risk priority number or risk number. We'll do matrix, 3x3 matrix or 5x5 matrix, frequency into severity. So there we'll get a number 16. If I say from 16 to 25, if I get the number, that is high risk or medium risk. There I can say medium risk or the risk number is 16. That is, if I say 16, it is a medium risk. That is how we'll do this analysis. Then based on that analysis, we'll come up with the control measures. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఈ క్వాలిటేటివ్ మెజర్స్ కానీ క్వాంటిటేటివ్ మెజర్స్ కానీ మెజర్ చేస్తామో, మెజర్ చేసిన దాన్ని బట్టి విల్ కమ్ అప్ విత్ ది యాక్షన్ ప్లాన్. అంటే దాన్ని బట్టి మనం దానికి ఎటువంటి యాక్షన్స్ అనేవి తీసుకోవాలి, ఎటువంటి జాగ్రత్తలు అనేవి తీసుకోవాలి దాని గురించి మాట్లాడతాం. If you see the difference between industrial hygiene and occupational health, the industrial hygiene deals with control techniques to reduce or eliminate ill effects of environmental hazards like chemical, physical, biological, and also ergonomic hazards on human health. Major difference is this industrial hygiene deals with control techniques to reduce or eliminate the ill effects of environmental hazards. అంటే ఏంటి? ఇండస్ట్రియల్ హైజీన్ అనేది ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ లో ఉండే ప్రమాదాలు. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? వర్క్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. ఇఫ్ ఐ సే ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ హియర్, it is not the atmosphere or where we are living. It is about the workplace where you are working. That is also called as work environment. So in your work environment, there will be multiple types of hazards. Those may be a chemical hazard, physical hazard, biological hazard, and also ergonomic hazards. It deals with all these environmental hazards to eliminate the ill effects on or to eliminate the effects on human health. The control techniques are mostly engineering control measures which try to ensure, quantify, monitor, control, and eliminate. So these are the various control techniques which can be used. Mostly they are preferring engineering controls. the chemical hazards like, so what kind of hazards will be there? As we seen, there are different types of hazards, environmental hazards, chemical, physical, and biological. Here if you see chemical hazard means dust, gas, fumes, acids, solvents, etc. And the physical hazard are temperature, pressure, noise, vibration. And biological hazard, bacteria, virus, fungus, insects, molds, etc., etc. And the ergonomic hazards like pain or illness or accident due to the wrong design, awkward positions. Awkward position means wrong positions or improper positions, etc. Fumes means it is nothing but like a mist. For example, we can say it is a kind of a small droplets of a chemical. It's like a fog kind of thing, fumes. Like also I can say vapor. All these are similar category. Okay. Occupational health studies a mode of effects or the consequences of environmental hazards or stress, like we see in chemical, biological, physical, and ergonomics. And these techniques mostly medical and also study. So basically what will happen, they'll assess for or they'll work on all these kinds of environmental hazards. One is ill effect or diseases on health, bodily disorder or maladjustment, and medical remedies to remove the occupational ill health or diseases to